Hey, you too. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about 3 investing myths and how they may be slowing down your investing journey. So a man went to a circus, and when he went to the circus, he was admiring these massive elephants that were the star of the show that afternoon. And he started observing that these elephants, these huge elephants, they're actually tied down with very small string. And the string is then attached to a stake in the ground. And he starts thinking to himself, surely these elephants could just walk away and pull up the stake or break the string and be free. But for some reason, they don't do that. They just do what they're told and don't forcefully try to pull away. And so he asked one of the circus employees that are working with the elephants, hey, what's the deal here? These elephants could clearly just pull this stake up and cause a ruckus and be free. What's going on? I don't understand why they don't realize this. And the guy said to him, we get these elephants when they're very young, and we use the same string and same stake from the time we get them. And so they're trained. And so they believe that, hey, I can't break away from this. This string is strong enough or too strong for me to break away. And so why do I tell that story? Well, I think this story illustrates something that we all fall victim to, and that's essentially limiting beliefs, right? We believe things based on how we were brought up, and it's very hard to break away from those. And sometimes from the outside looking in, it's easy to see, but when it's us looking inside, it's very challenging to break away from. So as I said, let's talk about 3 myths in investing today, and some of those will fall into the limiting beliefs category. So the first myth that I want to talk about is the myth that the stock market is rigged. And surely there are circumstances or instances where there's behavior that is not correct and investors are taken advantage of. But I'm talking about the market as a whole. And typically when I talk about stocks, I'm talking about the S&P 500. And so the stock market being rigged, I actually like to frame that a lot different. So the stock market gives you, the average Joe, the opportunity to team up with the largest and most powerful people in the country. One of the common topics, if you will, within investing in real estate is this notion that corporations and investors are buying up all the rental properties, and thus that's creating the housing affordability crisis that we're in now. I'm not going to get into whether that's true or false, but the point I want to make is that the stock market gives you and me the opportunity to team up with those corporate, right? So there's a company, Invitation Homes, one of the largest publicly traded real estate investment trusts. And so if you think that the market, essentially these corporations are dominating the market in real estate, the stock market gives you an opportunity to capitalize, to team up with them and reap those gains and those rewards. And so I actually like to frame it a lot different than you versus them, or the powerful versus the average Joe. I actually think of it as an opportunity for you to find alignment and partner up and have the same incentives. And so I think it's one of the very few ways that we can do that. The second myth that I wanted to talk about is this notion that I can't start investing until I learn more about the stock market. And this one is a really interesting one, because there have been studies that have been conducted and show that people who spend more time learning and increasing their knowledge, they actually end up having worse returns, right? And this is the Dunning-Kruger effect at play here, or the midwit meme is one of my favorite memes. And so, the idea that you have to somehow have a certain level of knowledge about stocks or valuations, it's truly false. And I would argue that it can actually hinder your progress. And so just get started. The third myth that I wanted to discuss is that you may just think you don't have enough money to invest. And this is one that, maybe in decades past came into play when there were commissions for trades. But we've moved way past that now. We have free trading, and we also have fractional shares. And so you really can start investing, with a few $100 to get some dollars in the game and get things going. So the idea that you have to have some certain level of wealth or dollars, it's just not true. And that myth, or that limiting belief, if you will hold you up, slow you down, and really hinder your progress. So again, I just wanted to close with the idea that these limiting beliefs, or these feelings, or these myths, understand that they're not always rational. Sometimes they're just baked in from the things that we've heard from the moment that we came into this world, and they're just not always true. And so if you find yourself believing some of these things, you really want to find ways to break through and give this a shot. So I hope this little discussion today gives you some value. Again, gives you a little bit of perspective or something to think about. I look forward to making some more of these, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.